Starting out, volunteers in the Philippines delivered Tzu Chi's multi-purpose folding beds to needy families. We learn more about plasticizers and why they are bad for our health. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. In the Philippines, in the aftermath of Typhoon Kopu, which devastated Cabanatuan City in Nueva Ecija province, many affected families have suffered from poor sleeping qualities because they have lost their beds. Learning of their situation, local Tzu Chi volunteers delivered Tzu Chi's multi-purpose folding beds to a total of 1,959 families.
The residents of Cabanatuan City gathered to take a look at this innovative product. Tzu Chi's multi-purpose folding bed can withstand the weight of 5 adults. After demonstrating ways to use this bed, Tzu Chi volunteers start to give them out to the residents who are still recovering from the devastation left by Typhoon Kopu.
My neck and back feel uncomfortable sleeping on cold floor. Maybe I can now sleep better with the folding bed.
Upon returning home, Freddie Esporna tries lying on the bed and is all smiles.
It is of great help. If it was not for Tzu Chi's help, my husband would have to continue sleeping on the floor.
Besides the Espornas, the children of this impoverished family have been sleeping on doorboards before receiving Tzu Chi's folding beds.
From now on, my children can sleep well. Without this bed, they get backaches. Now it won't happen again.
A total of 1,959 families received Tzu Chi's folding beds, leaving behind the days when they had to sleep on cold floors and feel helpless.
In the United States, as winter approaches, night temperature in Oakland of California drops below 0 degrees Celsius. To help the homeless people in Oakland brave the cold winter, local Tzu Chi volunteers held their annual winter aid distribution. Let's join them there.
Even with sunlight, the temperature is only about 4 degrees Celsius in Oakland, California. The ones deeply affected by the cold temperature are the homeless in the city.
Okay, thank you. You stay warm, okay?
Local Tzu Chi volunteers, Tzu Chins, and community volunteers work together to distribute blankets and hygiene kits to the homeless in Oakland.
I know it's pretty tough, during this cold.
Among the recipients is Keith, a former professional baseball player who ended up on the streets after his baseball career ended.
I know I'm going to be all right, but I want to say thank you to this organization.
Another old man living under a highway bridge knows about Tzu Chi, as he had received Tzu Chi's assistance when his house burned down a few years ago. Providing the old man and others with warmth in the midst of the cold weather, the volunteers realized that a little kindness goes a long way.
This year marks the 26th anniversary of Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology. To celebrate the occasion, a school fair was held. Apart from that, the university also signed the MOU of internship with 4 businesses to better prepare students for their chosen career path.
In the school fair held in celebration of the 26th anniversary of Tzu Chi University of Science and Technology, students are busy attracting customers.
Our coffee is so good that you don't need milk to make it taste better.
These marketing and logistics management major are not only selling high-quality coffee beans, they'll also donate a portion of the profits to support a good cause.
We roasted and packed the coffee beans ourselves. They're very natural and healthy. Most importantly, part of the proceeds will be donated to improve the life of the needy.
A group of students from the remote Wulu Elementary School in Guanshan, Taitung has also been invited to the fair. As many of them receive free tutoring services by the students here, they got up early in the morning to come here to help and celebrate together.
I had lots of fun playing games. I also helped picking up the balls.
恭请校长、副总以及各位贵宾在合约上签名。
On the same day, an MOU for internship was also signed between the university and 4 businesses and organizations. Thus far, the university has partnered with over 200 companies to provide its students with more internship opportunities.
As our institution provides students with vocational education, we hope to establish closer ties with industries by signing an internship agreement with some of the institutions. Our students may also have the chance to be directly employed after they graduate.
After 26 years of dedication to vocational education, the recently renamed university is hoping to foster the collaboration with industries with the hope of nurturing more talented individuals in the future.
To expose children of the indigenous Ulu tribe to new experiences and broaden their knowledge, a group of students at the University of Science and Technology's Nursing Department have been traveling to Guanshan, Taidong every weekend to tutor the children as well as teach them arts and crafts and hygiene awareness. Here's more. Showing children how to make their own sushi, a group of students from Hualien City University of Science and Technology are spending the weekend with students at Ulu Elementary here in Guanshan, Taidong.
This indigenous village is actually very far away from the city and is located in a remote area, so we came to offer our help. We hope to expose them to different experiences and cultures.
Since October, TCUST students have been tutoring indigenous children in addition to teaching them arts and crafts and hygiene awareness. Hu Yuqiao, who started the initiative, called on her classmates to make a difference in tribal communities.
We told them they have to discipline themselves and not go out so much. If their parents are not home on the weekends, they will be responsible and do their homework.
Incorporating games into lessons not only help make learning fun, but also brings these college students closer to the little ones.
We have to change our mindset to be on the same wavelength as them. When we speak to them, we kneel down to be at eye level with them. When we play with them, it really bridges the gap.
The genuine kindness displayed by these older brothers and sisters is deeply felt by the children.
It's quite a distance to travel from Hualien to Ulu. It must be really tiring for them to travel like this each time. I am very grateful that they're here to teach us.
TCUST students hope that their efforts do not just end here. They see this as an opportunity to bring about positive changes for children of indigenous tribes. Plasticizers are added to PVC products, increase in flexibility and workability, which is why we love these products. However, the chemical can also affect our reproductive and nerve systems once they get inside our body. We have prepared a new series for you this week to help you understand the threat of plasticizers.
This newborn was born 4 months early. All these plastic tubes hooked up to its body help it stay alive.
Newborns that are seriously ill need to be hooked up to all these devices due to their condition. And because of this, they have a higher plasticizer concentration in their body.
As the first priority is to save these infants' lives, so the medical personnel really cannot worry about how much plasticizer they are introducing into these young babies' bodies. Studies show that infants who undergo prolonged IV treatments have a higher plasticizer concentration that is several times that of a healthy baby.
The longer they stay in an ICU, the more plasticizer is detected in their urine.
The reason why IV therapies introduce plasticizers into our body is because pretty much all IV tubes, IV fluid containers, and blood bags are made with PVC.
To make the tube and bag softer, plasticizers are used. Typically, the concentration of plasticizers is about 40% or even as high as 50%.
Although the medical community and the Ministry of Health and Welfare have both realized the threats posed to an infant's reproductive and nervous systems by using these plasticizer-infused PVC products, they are imported continuously due to their elasticity, malleability, and ability to maintain the freshness of the contents.
We remind medical personnel that when dealing with patients who are at risk of DHP exposure, they need to be considerate of the patient's overall health in providing clinical treatment.
According to a recent survey conducted by the Consumers Foundation, 12 of the 18 types of medical equipment it tested contain at least one kind of plasticizers, while 3 of them contained 3 kinds of plasticizers.
Dialysis patients have their blood drawn out and then circulate back using those PVC tubes, which add plasticizers to their body.
However, the international community has yet to establish a standard that governs PVC medical equipment. Thus far, only France has stated that beginning in 2015, it should not be used on children, newborns, and pregnant women. Still, Taiwanese come into contact with plasticizers in many different ways, including whenever they pick up a drink.
The plasticizer concentration found in the urine of Taiwanese is several times higher than that of people living elsewhere.
So will consumers be protected if they choose not to use plastic containers but paper products instead?
These paper containers are coated with a layer of plastic film which contains plasticizers. Typically, manufacturers will add a fixative to their scented products, which is a type of plasticizers. As it is volatile by nature, as you enjoy the aroma, you're also inhaling a plasticizer.
So the perfume that women uses is often inhaled by children as well, will affect both women and children.
If a plasticizer is detected in the amniotic fluid, then it means the chemical can pass through the placenta and affect the development of the central nervous system of the baby.
When children play with plastic toys or lie on plastic mats, they may also absorb plasticizers through their skin. So plasticizers are found just about everywhere due to men's dependency on plastic goods. However, by modifying how we use these products, perhaps we can still protect ourselves from the threat of plasticizers.
In continuing our series of reports at Los Angeles Tzu Chi Academy, we see how one family gathers to help their young ones prepare for poetry recitation competitions. Here's more.
Like learning a musical instrument, poetry recitation training also requires daily practice. Such practices have become an important family activity after dinner.
我们请4312号邱凡瑞小姐为我们朗诵。请。
各位老师，各位同学。
All the kids like some kind of challenge. Doing this kind of competition or contest can develop the brain much faster and better.
子不学，断机杼。窦燕山有一方，教五子，名至扬。为什么你喜欢练习？我要第一名。
For Chinese American families, it is a point of pride for their children to speak Chinese well. And the poetry recitation competition is a way for them to show their achievements in Chinese learning. Every child wants to be number one.
喜不喜欢朗诵比赛？
喜欢呀。
为什么？你跟阿姨说。
因为会拿到奖品，但是我长大就是可以知道我多聪明。哦。 Lemonade, iced tea, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Turn around, touch the ground, kick your girlfriend out of town and freeze.
Even
though they are all learning Chinese, you'll notice that when they play together, most of their conversation are held in English, unless you ask them to speak Chinese to each other. Otherwise, they won't speak it.
On March 22, 2015, many children and their parents got up early to participate in the Spring Academy competition held by the Southern California Council of Chinese Schools.
不熟悉的环境或情况，课程一个字。
Janice wants every child to practice for one last time before going on stage, so they can feel more confident.
性本善，性干净。
Wish me luck. Say wish me luck. Say wish me luck.
Take her to the competition and make her standing on the stage facing so many audience very important. I don't want her to be just anybody in the future. I want her to be a leader, someone that can stand in front of the people and doing something more special. And this is exactly the kind of training that she needs to just prepare and go onto the stage and show what she got.
因为比赛就已经发奖状了，
感觉怎么样
？Iris 感觉很新鲜，而且很兴奋，他已经得奖了，这样也不错啊，这样就不会紧张，对不对？
We are going in now. The competition is going to start. We will come out at noon.
感觉很像联考，大学联考。
I think this is very good training, and we will continue to do that and to find all kind of competition. If she feels comfortable with, then we will let her do it, challenge herself and make her a better person.
To celebrate Thanksgiving in a more meaningful way, for the past 5 years, the Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter in the United States has been holding an interfaith service with various religious groups on the last Thursday of November each year. In our next report, we join this year's interfaith service and see how people from different faiths have come together to pray for peace and harmony. In celebration of Thanksgiving, an interfaith service held in New Jersey, the United States, is joined by representatives from 5 different faiths. This interfaith event, which began 5 years ago, is hosted by a different religious group each year, and this year marks the second time that Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter is in charge. Through songs, everyone shows that they can live in harmony with one another despite the differences in faith.
With every step I take,
our hearts pour out to those folks who have been victims of violence. But what we do here tonight is something of hopefulness, that together peoples of faith, a variety of faith communities, can sit down at the same table and share prayers, share ideas and hope for the world.
Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Chins also put on a sign language performance of Love Heals the World in both English and Mandarin to pray for all sentient beings. As Master Chen Yins continues to tour around Taiwan, recently she arrived at Yunlin, where she met with her disciples from Yunlin and Jiayi areas. During the event, many senior volunteers shared their experiences in Tzu Chi and even promised to guide newly certified Tzu Chi volunteers on the Bodhisattva path. Tzu Chi volunteers from Yunlin and Jiayi share with Master Chen Yins their experiences in Tzu Chi.
My confidence has grown tremendously over the past 30 years. I vow to follow the Master and to continue to walk the Tzu Chi path life after life.
Always keeping their initial aspiration in mind, volunteers show their determination to walk firmly on the Tzu Chi path. Despite having to undergo dialysis treatment 3 days a week, Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Junen still gets up early every day to watch the Master's wisdom at dawn broadcast.
I've been watching the Master's morning Dharma sermon every single day since last year.
Senior volunteers promise to do their best to guide newly certified Tzu Chi volunteers in the years to come.
I believe this group of Tzu Chi volunteers will always remember their initial aspirations and walk steadfast on the Bodhisattva path.
The theme of this year's training session was to be practical. It means that we need to return and stay close to community.
Senior volunteers promise to do their best to guide newly certified Tzu Chi volunteers in the years to come.
50几个国家，咱行过了90几个这个受灾受难的灾区去，可见咱自这人啊，真正是从无到有，从少到多。
Master Chen Yins hopes everyone can continue to work for the betterment of others in the years to come. Next, we head to a recycling station in Taichung's East District and meet some of the recycling volunteers helping to protect Mother Earth. Zhu Chi, Su Ying, and Zhu Mingzi are sister-in-laws who are deeply bonded. Both in their 70s, the Jews not only encourage each other in volunteering, they also inspire people around them to join in the effort.
It is 3 in the afternoon, and here at the Taichung's East District, volunteers are having a grand time sorting through the recyclables at the recycling station.
She wasn't married then, so when I was doing my prenatal care, she would cook meals for me and take care of me.
Zhu Chi Su Yin was 21 when she married into the Zhu family and had been friends with Zhu Mingzi ever since. 7 years ago, when Mingzi began to visit the recycling station, she invited Su Yin to join her.
I pray for my family's health and happiness. I'm very grateful for being able to come out and volunteer.
Life is impermanent. We don't know when our time is up, so it's better to be doing something like recycling. My life is much more colorful while helping out at the recycling station.
As the two gain such happiness from sorting recyclables, they also continue learning.
I taught them that when paper is too thick, they must separate it and straighten it out.
Su Yin's daughter saw how much fun her mother and aunt were having at the station and came to join in the fun.
It's good to have some company while coming here. I'm less embarrassed.
Keeping one another company, the two sister-in-laws continue to protect the planet to the best of their ability while looking to infect others with their good spirit in the days ahead.
Knowing that Jinmen, Taiwan lacks adequate medical resources, every 6 months, TIMA members will travel to the island to hold a free clinic. On the most recent free clinic, TIMA doctors and nurses arrive at Liaoyu Township. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.